Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you people are doing very well. As you know, we are delving into the era of entrepreneurship. So previously we discussed the different chapters. Today we are going to discuss the unique marketing issues, which is the very important topic for our entrepreneurs. Many new businesses develop the good products, but they fail because they do not understand their market or how to position their product properly. So marketing is very much essential for a startup firm success because it helps the businesses to identify the customers, to understand the needs, and then they can communicate the values effectively. So as explained previously in the different chapters, you can understand that marketing decisions made at the early stage of the businesses significantly they can influence its long-term performance. So today we are going to focus on the major or the most important areas of this particular chapter, which is marketing issues. First, we will discuss the selecting the market and establishing positioning. Then we will discuss the process of selection and positioning. Then we will discuss the 4 P's of marketing. We will discuss the branding, the categories of branding. So let's begin with the very first or the preliminary concept, the selecting a market and establishing a positioning. Selecting a market means identifying the group of customers a firm intends to serve. So establishing a positioning means creating a clear image of a product in the mind of a customer compared to the competitor. So if I follow the sequential way, I would say the firm must carefully determine who are its customers and how it will serve them before launching its products. So new ventures usually have the limited resources. They cannot target the entire market. Instead of it, they focus on a specific group of customers who are more likely to buy their product. So these decisions basically will help the firm to use its resources efficiently, and then they can compete effectively in the market. For example, if a person starts an online clothing business and they may target the university students instead of all age groups. So this specific selection of targeting the university students will help the entrepreneur to design the product, set the prices, and even they can promote the brand effectively. So what will be the first or the most important topic? The process of selection of market and then establishing a positioning. So particularly, entrepreneurs follow the 3 steps to select the market and to establish a positioning. So these steps will basically help the businesses to identify the customers and to differentiate itself from the competitors. So the step 1 will be market segmentation. Segmentation is what? Segmentation is actually the process of dividing the large market into the smaller group of customers with the similar characteristics. So these characteristics basically includes the age, income, location, the lifestyle, or the buying behavior. So market segmentation is important because it allows the business to understand the customer needs more clearly and then design the product accordingly. For example, if we have the fitness center, so fitness center may segment its customers into the teenagers, working professionals, and senior citizens. So each group has the different needs. So the services offered will also be different. And if we have the next step is we have the selecting a target market. After segmenting the market, the firm will select the target market, and the target market will be the specific group of customer the businesses will decide to serve. Most startups focus on the niche market, and the niche market is actually the smaller group of customer with the specific needs and the interests. If we focus on the niche market, it will allow the businesses to provide the better services, and in this way they can build the strong relationships with the customer. For example, a bakery may target the customers who prefer the customized birthday cakes rather than serving all type of customers, right? So the next we have the establishing a unique positioning. Once the target market is selected, then the firm will establish a unique positioning in the market. And what does this positioning means? Positioning means how the customer will perceive the product compared to the competitor. A strong positioning will help the business to stand out and to attract the customer. So positioning awareness is one of the most important question. Why should customers choose your product instead of others? For example, two restaurants may sell the similar foods, but one may position itself as affordable fast food and other may position itself as a premium, right? So premium dining experience may gives the highest prices. If we talk about the 4 P's of marketing, then after selection of market and then establishing the positioning, firm will develop its marketing mix, which is commonly called as the 4 P's. So marketing mix will be defined as the set of controllable marketing tools that any firm will use these tools to influence the customer demands. And we have the 4 elements of the marketing mix, which can be the product, which can be the price, place, and the promotion. So these elements basically will work together to create the customer satisfaction and to achieve the business objectives. So after this, we have the product. Product refers to the goods or the services offered by the businesses to satisfy the customer needs. A product may be a physical item, like it can be mobile phone, or any service like education or a transportation. So both goods and services are considered products in the marketing. Entrepreneurs must ensure that their product has a good quality. They have the attractive designs. They have the useful features to meet the customer expectations. So after the product, next P is price. Price is basically the amount of money customer will pay for a product or a service. So setting the right price is important. Why? Just because it affects the customer demand and it affects the business profitability. Customers often associate higher prices with the higher quality, which is basically known as the price quality attribution. For example, high priced perfumes may be perceived as more luxurious than a low priced one. So after the product and the price, we have the place, the third P, which is place. And the place will refer to how the product reach the customer. It includes distribution channels like stores, like online platforms, like delivery services. Businesses must ensure that their products are available at the right place and the right time. So firm may sell directly to the customers or through intermediaries like wholesalers, like retailers. But for example, many small businesses now sell their products through the online platforms like social media, like e-commerce websites. So these can be the intermediary sources as well. So the last P, we have the promotion. And promotion refers to the communication activities which can be used to inform the customers regarding the product, and through these promotional activities we can persuade the customers to make a purchase. It can include the advertisement, it can include the sale promotion, the public relation, the personal selling. So the main purpose of promotion is to create the awareness and to generate the interest in the product. For example, a restaurant offering discounts during festivals, they are using promotion to attract the customers, right? So next we have the branding. Branding is very important marketing activity. Basically, this activity helps the businesses to create a unique identity in the market. A strong brand will, build the trust and it encourages the customer to purchase repeatedly. brand is one of the most valuable asset because customer loyalty depends heavily on the brand image. So startup firms must carefully select their brand name, their logo, and its design to create a positive impression on the customers. If we talk about the brand, so brand is actually the set of attributes. It can be positive, it can be negative. And these set of attributes people may associate with the company, people may associate with the brand. So it represents the reputation, the quality and the reliability of a product or the service. So brand is not only a symbol, it is not only a name, it is the overall perception that the customers have about the businesses. If there is a strong brand, the strong brand will reduce the risk for the customers because they trust the product and they expect the consistent quality. For example, customers often prefer to buy the products from the brands they trust, even if the price is slightly higher. So if we categorize the brand, so the value of brand is called the brand equity, which consists of several components that strengthens the brand. And even these components can influence the customer behavior as well. If we talk about the first component, the first is brand loyalty. And brand loyalty means the tendency of the customer to repeatedly purchase the same brand. Loyal customer will provide the stable sales and then they reduce the marketing cost, right? So name recognition, another component, which means customer can easily identify a brand when they see or hear its name. If there is a strong recognition, the strong recognition will increase the customer confidence and the trust will increase, right? So next we have the perceived quality, the major component. It refers to the customer's belief that a product is of high quality. And this perceived quality, this perception will strongly influence the purchase decisions. And we have the brand association is another component, which is the thoughts, the feelings and the experience that the customer will connect with the brand. If there will be a positive association, then it will improve the brand reputation. So we have the other proprietary assets as well. It includes the trademark, the patents, the partnerships that legally protect the brands and they prevent the competitors from copying it. So these assets basically increase the overall value of brand. So if I summarized my today's important topic, so I will summarize in the way like successful entrepreneurs do not rely on the luck. They should carefully select their target market. They should establish the clear positioning. They should develop the effective marketing mix. They should build a strong brand. Right? Thank you.